Gaffer, fall to a late 2-1 defeat at home to Crewe Alexandra tonight. What's your immediate take on the result and performance this evening?
To be honest, I'd have valued that point. It was a tight game. They had a fair bit of possession first half after we scored a great goal to take the lead. And then, we lost control a little bit. I thought we were a little bit irate on the ball. The game, from our perspective, came a bit fractious and defended a little bit deep after about 15-20 minutes in the first half. But they weren't causing us real problems, and I always felt that we had that counter-attacking threat. They commit a lot of bodies forward, and so it panned out that way, as the game can sometimes. Second half, I thought they started off on the front foot, and then in the middle part of the second half, I thought we had a good spell. The changes we made seemed to inject a little bit of power and know-how into the team, and I thought we were in the ascendancy. Then we conceded a really poor goal. So you don't deserve to win the game when you concede that second goal. We're not far off it. It's not to say that we suddenly go, from being really ecstatic over the last few games to plummet and be really low about it. But nevertheless, it's disappointing to concede a goal, when it would have been a decent point for both teams.
You talked there about a sort of loss of control. I thought we had a really positive start tonight. We looked really confident on the ball. Some of the attacking play, there was a really sort of positive vibe and pace to what we're doing.
Yeah.
What do you point that loss of control down to? In particular, when the Crewe equalised, it seemed to really take the wind out of ourselves, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I just thought we were a bit excitable. Maybe the cameras are here, and if we concede possession a little bit too easily at times, maybe we're too eager to. I was thinking at half time, it doesn't have to be 3 seconds and win the ball back in 3 seconds, you must score. There are counter-attacking opportunities at times when there aren't. Don't complicate the game, lend the ball to your teammate, and just keep possession, get control of the game a little bit more. But as I say, we had a little spell second half where we grew in confidence and took the steam out of it a little bit, and they changed their system and went more of a diamond shaped and narrow in the midfield up, because we started to flow a bit. We didn't score in that period. That was the important thing, and then conceded a poor goal.
Talked there about the changes that we made and how that sort of changed the outlook of the team. I've seen those changes with sort of half an hour left, with a couple in midfield, and then bringing Mason Bennett on. They were very much at that point at 1-1 with a view to going on and winning the game. You felt like we still had that possibility.
Yeah,
at that
absolutely.
point.
And there's some players that haven't played quite so many minutes and have performed well in the cup game last week. But I also think the likes of Ben Fox came on, did well, and we needed his physicality in the middle of the park, because if you're not playing as fluently as you'd like, what you don't want to be is lightweight, and he added that little bit of grit, and so did Mason Bennett for the time he was on the pitch, but unfortunately we lost him to injury again.
Obviously it's a cruel blow conceding so late on, and we weren't far off from getting a point, as you say. Is it important at this point now to sort of think, we've come on the back of a good little run into this game? It's only one defeat. We've got games next couple of weeks. You think we can go on and sort of rebound and pick ourselves back up? Yeah,
it's just been better for longer periods at what we do best. I think we've got a good system, good players that fit into that. Round pegs, round holes, and just sustaining it for longer periods in the games. A little bit more control in it, create a few more chances by just being in the ascendancy and sticking to the game plan. A little bit braver, but there's nothing. We'll come in tomorrow for a warm down, but it's you don't go from ecstasy to disaster in one night for a late goal scored by a good team. You just dust yourself down. We know that one blip defensively where we just not come out and close the ball down quickly enough has cost us tonight. That's the level we're playing at now, and we have to learn from that. But I'm proud of a lot of the players' performances as well tonight. So, we take stock and go to Fleetwood in good heart.
Okay, thanks, Gaffer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.